Hello and thanks for staying with us on your channel of choice, Africa Independent Television AIT. Let me welcome you to the signature show this rather hot Sunday afternoon, in the hope that you have public power supply in your area, or you have managed to buy petrol at 500 naira per litre from the black market to power your generator. Things are tough, can tell you, really rough. But we must push on and keep pushing on and keep going. My name is Njoku, and in this edition of the program this Sunday afternoon, the slapping Anambra women. Is thuggery a part of Anambra women's affirmative action? Crisis in ruling All Progressives Congress APC. Is Muhammad Buhari going to the election battle with troops in disarray? As National Assembly ignores protesting Nigerian women, is the philosophy of Ziaza Room taking hold on Nigerian lawmakers? Questions and many more questions. 2022 World Cup. What are Nigeria's chances of picking a ticket? Plus, thank you to the man whose exploits in Nigeria's movie industry define mastery, competence, and commitment. All this in the next 1 hour. Just stay with us. When the issues matter and the need to know matters.
The chief of staff of Nigeria couldn't go to his village because it was being occupied by Boko Haram.
Politicians and political parties have massively used money to buy votes and to change the course of electoral direction.
You will also remember the very APC itself set up a Rufai committee recommending restructuring doesn't mean anything. Go back to federalism.
Or the fun and the fair to relieve everyday care.
Life is a riddle, my son. The land bled when Uvoranwen was put in shackles. Heaven wept when Saruwiwa was laid to rest.
Everything comes with the Judge Too Funny. Everything comes with who I am.
The Signature Show, your show that matters, on AIT every Sunday at 2 p.m. Now, is it self-destruct to look yourself in the mirror and pronounce yourself ugly old dog, if that is what you truly see in the mirror? Or will it therefore be unpatriotic to say scoundrels, thugs, and scum have begun to define the essence of Nigerian politics? Hard words, you may say. Decent people who manage their way into Nigerian politics cringe when they are confronted with this indecent conduct of this horrible tribe. Just the way Professor Chukwuma Soludo developed goose pimples last Thursday when Bianca Ojukwu and Mrs. Willie Obiano, who I understand wants to contest a senatorial seat in the 2023 elections, engaged themselves in a slapping session in Oka at the swearing-in of Soludo as the 6th elected governor of Anambra State. A colleague of mine made light of this issue when he said, "Hi, Mwabweze, thuggery and indecency define Nigerian politics. And in the spirit of the 35% affirmative action, the two Anambra women are showing the way forward for Nigerian women. If the men can snatch ballot boxes, kidnap INEC officials, and win election, then the women can slap their way to power." From the Akanamora 1 of Anambra State to the rumblings in All Progressive Congress APC, the rumblings are creating concern over the fate of the party after Muhammad Buhari. A coup of sorts created confusion at the AP Secretariat penultimate week when Niger State Governor Abubakar Bello seized the operations of the party, declared himself new special convention chairman. he quickly got support of Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State, who told Nigerians that Muhammadu Buhari sanctioned the insurrection. The crisis in the APC is the subject of our special report, anchored by correspondent Marvelous Obomano.
In the last 2 weeks or more, the All Progressives Congress party members, in a bid to hold on to power, secure their political future, and remain relevant in the political space, created a scenario that made the ruling party look like a family about to hit the rock anytime soon. In each instance of hitting up the party and committing what many described as a political coup, APC politicians patiently waited for when an opportunity would present itself for them to unleash their venom on the leadership of the party. Issues, however, seem to have boiled over 2 weeks ago when security personnel literally took over the party's national secretariat to forestall security breach as Niger State Governor Abubakar Bello and his supporters took over the affairs of the caretaker committee that was being led by the Yobe State Governor Mai Mala Buni, who was on a medical leave abroad.
The party was handed over by Mai Mala Buni when he was going out of the country on medical trip to Governor Sani Bello. Suddenly, Governor Sani Bello decided to say, okay, now let me use this opportunity to oust you completely and continue to steer the affairs of the party without believing that you are a chairman of the party, and to the likelihood of something like a coup d'etat in political settings. That's what happened. Simply because they believe that the current Mai Mala Buni-led APC might not likely do their bidding to suit their 2023 aspirations.
The Kaduna State Governor Nasiru El-Rufai, who seems to be a supporter of the takeover, said that the move has President Muhammadu Buhari's backing, and he ordered them to give Governor Abubakar Bello the needed support to see that the party's National Congress was realized. If this assertion is true, then it can be reasoned that the unconstitutional and illegal process by which the Niger State Governor Abubakar Bello wanted to take over power, handed over by Buni before going on a medical leave, may have the support of some party bigwigs. In these instances, however, the party never unraveled, even after many doors were marched on.
The president can never sanction illegality, and that action that took place in APC was a core illegality that should be rejected at all costs.
The question is, if President Buhari sanctioned Abubakar Bello as stated by Governor El-Rufai, why has the president reversed himself, as he is now reported to be rooting for the Mai Mala Buni-led committee? Is the president afraid of INEC's hammer on the party, or has anti-Tinubu elements convinced the president on the Asiwaju's candidacy? The party bigwigs took the battle to London, where President Buhari went for his medical leave, and after much deliberations, the Buni-led caretaker committee was asked to return and carry on with their mandate to deliver the party's national convention on March 26th. Mai Mala Buni-led committee was used to end the Shomole era loyal to Tinubu. Does their return portend evil days for the Asiwaju? Apparently, the party is confronted with a series of crises both at the grassroots and national levels. The back and forth movement of the Mai Mala Buni-led caretaker committee to conduct the party's national convention has remained a major factor of concern, responsible for the war brewing within the party. Some party stalwarts are accusing the caretaker committee of deliberately foot-dragging in order not to conduct the party's national convention.
All these people are expressing themselves, and we are giving them the latitude to do so, but the due process is always there to follow, and which is what we are trying to do, to make sure we have a NEC meeting to ratify all the gray areas, all the the things that have been done in the party, and to make sure we go to the convention with a very streamlined agenda.
The question is, does the caretaker committee headed by Mehi Malabuni conform with the APC's constitution? Indeed, is the Buni committee a child of the doctrine of necessity? And can it legally conduct binding activities in APC as a party?
About 208 court cases have been filed by different members of APC. Some of those court cases are even challenging the legality of the CECPC, which Memalabuni is heading.
They are appointed to conduct extraordinary planning that should lead to extraordinary convention. So it's an extraordinary situation. So that is even what validates the fact that it's a necessary situation that took place. That is why they are constituted.
If the answer is yes, then it becomes clear that some APC party members have openly shown that they have unguided personal interests and plans that are not in conformity with the party's principles.
In politics, there is no permanent friendship or permanent enmity. Only interest is permanent. So if you are saying people jostling for power, the intrigues, the undercurrent is part of the political game. If you cannot start the heat, you don't go near the kitchen.
President Muhammadu Buhari calls for calm in the party in the conduct of the party's national convention. Events in the next few weeks will determine the trajectory that may make or mar the fortune and future of the APC ahead of the 2023 general elections. In Abuja, Marvelous Obomman for Signature Show.
Well, by Thursday of last week, it was 9 days since Nigerian women blocked the main entrance to the National Assembly. Reason? The women want a review of the Constitution Amendment currently going on, and which has thrown away every amendment that sought to give more voice to Nigerian women in Nigerian politics. Has President Muhammadu Buhari's Azarum profiling of Nigerian women become a political philosophy into which Nigerian lawmakers have bought? It's a tough question, but this is the focus of our conversation this Sunday. Only stay with us. Well, let me welcome you to the conversation segment of the Signature Show this Sunday. I'll be raising my voice because this production is being done in the open, right at the gate of the National Assembly, where Nigerian women have locked down the National Assembly. But why? Today is the 9th day of this lockdown, and we decided to carry the production to them at the venue of the lockdown. And with me this afternoon to converse on why Nigerian women seem to be angry is Comrade Enobi. Comrade Enobi is the country director, Action Aid Nigeria, and the convener, Civil Society Situation Room on Election. Comrade, you're welcome to the conversation.
Thank you very much for having me.
Also this afternoon, I have a very pretty woman. They don't like to be so addressed. They want us to address them as equal partners in this project. Dr. Abiola Akiode Afolabi. He's the convener. She's the convener of Women Festo and Nigerian Women Occupy. Doc, you are welcome to the conversation.
Pleasure.
Now, Comrade, I'm going to begin with you. Why are Nigerian women occupying the National Assembly?
The Nigerian women are occupying the National Assembly in this month that celebrates women all over the world. And this was on the 1st of March, the Nigerian Senate, the National Assembly, each of the houses threw out the 5 bills that women have pursued for more than 18 months. And so, one of it is on 111 seats, that's one extra seat that we have advocated to be inserted into the Nigerian Constitution, because the Nigerian Constitution clearly states that nobody should be discriminated against on the basis of sex and so on and so forth. But when you now have a conversation that you say you don't want people to be discriminated against, and then we have a male parliament, what is that? We have a male parliament. 15 out of the 36 houses of assembly, not one female, not one female. And they have women committees. Who is manning the committee? What are the decisions that have been taken on women's issues, on 50% of the population issues? And so when we are talking about the equity and equality and all of that we're talking about, the quality of decision making depends on who is in the boardroom or who is in the room, who is in the Senate. The quality of decision making in the Senate, the quality of decision making in the House of Representatives depends on who is there. Are there women there? So when there are issues that are being tabled, people have interest. Who defends the interests of women? And I tell you why it is very important is that you have women dying on the maternity death road in Nigeria like no other country. We are at the 5th bottom list of the whole world among the least countries of the world. We have one of the highest mortality, child mortality and maternal mortality. Since we started sitting here, many women have died in the different hospitals across the country because of the amenities, because of gender responsive public services. This is a country where you have so many people unemployed, and women are still producing, in order to invest in the human capital, to produce the human capital for your economy. But many of them are dying on the maternity death road. And so, one of it is that extra seat, which was done by Uganda. A lot of people will say, why are you creating extra seats? Women are equal. Why did they create a Federal Character Commission? It's to correct the imbalance of your population, to bring out quality decision that is representative. And so if we are 50% of the population, who wastes that? The other one, it's the issue of indigenship. You marry, I'm from another state, I marry somebody from another state. What that means is that if if Anambra State, which I'm married to, for example, want to make a choice of ministers or something, they say, she's only married to us, she's not from here. Amina, who is the secretary, the deputy secretary general now, suffered that. Okonjo-Iweala also suffered that. So women don't have tribes. Does that make them stateless in our nation? And so that is also one of the core. My sister can bring in...
There is a comment she just made from which I'll come to you. These are intellectually solid women with their own qualifications of their right, as of right. Don't you think it's an insult, really, for the women to be dashed opportunities instead of their accessing it based on their competence and based on the fact that they're qualified, instead of saying, give us 101 seat plus because we are female?
Let me first make a clarification. The demand, and it's not about giving, it's a demand. A demand for affirmative action is a demand as of right. It is not a demand of begging or asking someone to give. And I would explain. Nigeria is signed several international instruments where they have committed to ensuring that women have about 35% representation, and that is the minimum. Because at the international, one of the things that international recognize is that 50% of the federation are women. Now, the question of historical injustices that my sister had mentioned, people have been brought up and socialized in a different way. The society has been guided with patriarchal structure that have excluded women permanently. Today, as we speak, Nigeria represents the highest number of girls out of school. meaning that they have failed to invest in girls' education because most of the girls have been married off in the northern and also in the southern part of Nigeria before they clock the age of 18, meaning that they cannot grow up to become that source of development that is needed in the country. And we have that history from 1960 up to today. Women participated in the conversation for independence, but today people talk about Ena Oro. They don't talk about Funmilayo and Samputi, Esan, Margaret Ekpo, and other women who supported Gambo Sawaba, who supported that emancipation at that point in time. So that shows that history of exclusion. Now, the history of exclusion are further marginalized women. So we can't find them in politics. We can't find them in public offices. So Nigeria has a responsibility to redress that wrong. So the demand for that 35% affirmative action is to redress that wrong. So it is not a matter of, so it's, and we have classical examples. South Africa, for example, for so long the whites ruled. Then when the black came, they have to take steps to redress that wrong. In America, for a very long time, people with disability and the black were not being supported. And we had to take that step to redress that wrong. And that is the kind of step that the women are asking for today.
Now, Conrad, I'll come back to you. I just asked him whether it was not an insult. And she's trying to tell me that Nigeria is committed itself to some of those things of its own volition. It's not as if the women are begging, they are demanding. But it's a moral question. It's saying that having signed to it,
to the international,
why don't you discharge it? It's a moral obligation.
Yes.
But, no, just a minute.
Okay.
While you are speaking to your colleague, your fellow women, you raised the matter of corruption. That since men have been the helm of affairs in Nigeria, corruption seems to be abroad. Are you convinced that when women get in more number and begin to make impact in the affairs of the nation, that this corruption, that this reduced? Are you convinced about that?
I do believe so. Because, you know, a lot of times when something happens to women, everybody's eyes, you know, their eyes open. But many men, things have been happening to them and nobody is opening eyes. When there is a struggle between two women, they will escalate it. They say women don't like themselves. How many men like themselves? We see it in the open. And so you can't tell us that this is not happening. And when you are looking at that, I was in Beijing in 1995 as a young woman, where they committed to 30% affirmative action. What that meant was that all governments around the world who were signatory to that affirmation, you know, were going to go back home and adjust their government in a way that at least there will be 30% of representation of either gender. Of course, women are the ones that are in the bottom. And so we came back to Nigeria. Nigeria led its own team to have a national gender policy that now says no, 30 is low. Let's have 35%. So what we are fighting today about 35% affirmative action in the political parties, in the appointive positions, are they different? And then you are begging us, you say no. Today government in 2022, you are telling us that what you need to do is to calm down. They even dovetail it and say, okay, we can give you 20%. Why do you sign? They signed to the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. They signed for that. It has not been domesticated up to today. So what kind of promises are we talking about? Women are, in the scheme of things, 75% of peasant farmers that feed this country are women. And then they are still not at the decision table. Our people have an adage that says, he who wears the shoes knows where it pinches. When we talk of indigenship now, the third point is citizenship. You, your son or yourself can marry a Norwegian, you know, marry somebody from the US today, and then you struggle, you become a citizen. You get your green card and all of that. But if I marry a US citizen, can I make that person a citizen of Nigeria? Does it come automatically? So what are we cheating? How do we become lower citizens when the Constitution has guaranteed us the equality, the non-discrimination, who is implementing is not only in the pronouncement. When you sing "I pledge to Nigeria, my country," they all swear to it, to be loyal, to be faithful. And then do they keep to it? There are no sanctions. There's so many corrupt people in Nigeria. You have so many. Why do you think many of the governors are squeezing themselves? After 8 years, everybody wants to come to National Assembly because it becomes a safe haven, because they are protected by immunity, so-called immunity. Nobody asks them. We have more than 100 million Nigerians living below the poverty line. Who is making them poor? The money that is supposed to go to local government, is it going to the local government, which is the closest governance to the people? The money at the state level, what is the transparency and accountability issues? Those who are looting the economy, are they being held accountable? How many people have gone to jail? Many people who retire from Nigeria, who retire in their various states, who is the burden bearer when you don't bring food home to the family? A man can walk out and say, let me go and have a drink somewhere. Let me go and... But can you leave your children? And so who is battling with the feeding of the children? We are feeling the pinches. The other that we are talking about is that 35% affirmative in appointive positions. Yes, our grandmothers, our ancestors, Margaret Ekpo, Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, Gambo Sawaba, they are our heroes, and their labor will not go in vain. So we are here today. We are not on stage at their time, but we are here now, and we are on trial. They joined hands together to go to London to fight for the Nigerian independence. Are we saying that what they did is of no account? At that time, they were standard 6. So we have, my sister here, we have doctors, we have medical doctors who have their ambulance, who came to to support the process with their own profession. We have women engineers, we have women professors in their millions across the country, building the country through quality raising of the human capital. And they are not good enough because they are women, because they cannot sit on the table.
Let me go to Dr. Biola. You've been here. This conversation is taking place on a Thursday, 9 days running, and authorities, the leadership of the National Assembly has not come to speak with you. Let me draw attention to something. A member of the National Assembly brought his wives to the floor of the National Assembly and said to the Nigerian nation that he is a strong man in the National Assembly and that he's a strong man in his house because he has these women to control, and each of them has given him at least 4 or 5 children. And the women lapped it up. They enjoyed that description. What you are doing, is it not a women elite concern? Are you carrying along with you, and do they believe, other Nigerian women, in what you are doing?
Anyway, let me first address the ideological background of why we are here. Now, women have severally over the years advocated for the emancipation of women's rights in Nigeria. The stand here today is to say that Nigeria has a patriarchal structure, and that is why you can see what my sister talked about, corruption everywhere, and it doesn't have a face, whether it's a man or a woman, because the structure itself is endemic. Corruption is endemic, so it has affected the entire structure. It has affected our politics, legal system, judiciary, and what have you. So it made it, whether you're a woman or a man, you come in there and then you are just rubbish. So our first sitting out here is to deal with the ideological issues. We are pushing back against the misogynists who have made up their mind to destroy the country. Because when a country is built on one pedestal, Julius Nyerere was a man, but he got that point clearly, that no country can walk on one leg. Our brother from Ghana, who was also the Secretary General of the UN, also Kofi Annan, also reaffirmed that. They are men. Clinton, Barack Obama, everybody knows that. There is no way we can move a country forward, with one leg. Participation vote is very important. So we are fighting against that structure that has been built in Nigeria for a very long time. And that is the structure that is defining. So the statement by that senator was also as a result of that stereotypical understanding of the role of women. Of course, we also had that kind of understanding from the president, the other room. So if you see that as Hilda says, we understand that it's not a fight that can be won on a day. It's a fight that has to be won at a long stretch. And that is why if you see our gathering here today, majority of the women that are here are women from the grassroots. They are women, they are market women, they are Form 1 women, they are women from Christian religious background, Muslim religious background, they are women, it's a mixture. We have been here for about 9 days, and women are the ones giving us what we are eating here. They are the ones giving us the water that we are taking here. Women have come to town to say that it is enough. If we don't do this, we are over 50, both of us. We have been involved in this thing for over 27 years. Each, I'm sure she has done more, and we have been saying the same thing. If we don't address the constitutional issue today, how should citizenship still be a question for anybody in this country? As a lawyer, about 15 years ago, I'd gone to court to challenge citizenship, and the court had told us that we cannot decide this on the basis of the court. We can only decide it at the National Assembly. So our being here is because we have tried other methods, and we realize that it is about our identity as women. It's about who we are. It's about what we do. It's about what contribution are we making to this country. And that is why it is not just a civil society conversation. It's a conversation that is affecting all of us. People who are in private sector want to join politics because they are not from Kaduna. Their husband is from FCT. They cannot go and contest in Kaduna. We are losing as many people as possible that can redeem this country. So the fight in the National Assembly is a fight for Nigeria. It's a fight, as my sister would say, it's a fight for humanity. It's a fight for mankind, it's a fight for womankind. If we don't win that fight now, it will take us another 20 years. And all the leaders that are seated here, they need to know that it is also a time for them to write their name in gold. Their names in gold. There are just 5 issues that we're asking for. Citizenship, equal citizenship. I want to be a citizen like you. There's nothing there. Well, it's not religious. It's not the Bible. The Quran says people are born equal. We're asking for the Constitution to uphold that equality. Indigenship. I want to know who I am as a woman. I don't want to become stateless at a point in time. We are the huge population in political parties, in party administration. Can we have? We are even saying 20%, 35%, which is small, minimum in political party administration. We are asking for more women. As we speak, out of 469 people in the National Assembly, we just have 21 women. The women in the National Assembly negotiated for 35. They didn't get it. Then they came back with an arithmetical position. Say for all the Senate, instead of 3, let's have 4. The 4th one, let it be the reserved seat for women. Let them come as women constituency to deal with women, children, and people with disability. Any country that wants growth will see that that thematic area is necessary. In Tunisia, they agreed. In Rwanda, they agreed. In Uganda, they agreed. In South Africa, the same thing is happening. So why is it different for us in Nigeria? So that is the issue. So the 111 seat is not out of it. It's less than the 35%. The 4th issue is how can we, in some states, we don't have a single woman in the cabinet. The Ministry of Women Affairs is being manned by a man affair. So a man is manning it. So we're saying that can we not have a particular ceiling to make sure that for every cabinet there's a particular threshold that you would expect. At least, and we're saying at least, Kwara State has gone beyond 35%. They are in 45. But let us have a threshold so we can have the voices of everybody. That is what we're asking for. And we have been sitting here. So the question is, have they come here? Yes, some of them came. They said they will go back and talk to themselves. We expect, so one of our, and we must also celebrate our wins. One of our wins here is that they step back on 3 House of Representatives out of 5. They are releasing it for voting. We expect that they will vote. We have now asked the women to go and meet them at the constituency. because we don't want them to say we didn't lobby enough. So women are meeting them in their constituency as we speak.
Okay, Comrade, this is a long haul. From the way it is going, it's a long haul. For how long will you put this pressure? And do you have option B, just in case? Because as of today, the leadership of the National Assembly has not even moved to meet you halfway. Do you have option B?
My dear comrade, you have been in you see how scourging. It's not an open shouty sun, but you see how scourging it is. We come here at 7 in the morning and we don't leave until 6 p.m. This is what we are taking for Nigerian women. And we are taking it on behalf of the women who are not able to be here. Like mothers of Chibok girls. Can you imagine your children being taken for how many years? You don't know how they are. You don't know where they are. Leah Shuaibu's mother, she's not here, but we are here. In a lot of ways. Do we have option? We review. You know, we have been very, very civil. We have been very, very civil. We have not been disruptive. We know that there are other gates. This is the main gate of the National Assembly, but we know that there are other gates. We have given them those gates so that they can go in and talk to themselves. We are not anarchists. We are not, myself and my sister, we are not politicians, but we were in the struggle for democracy in Nigeria. We were in the struggle. We suffered. We went to jail. We went to prison by the military. What did we do? Because we want democracy. We want better governance for the people. Many of the politicians who are here, none of them, majority of them never suffered what we did. But we are not politicians, and so they have the seat. You are employed, you are an employee. And what that means is the Nigerian people are paying you, and we are included. We are taxpayers, and we are demanding transparency and accountability and implementation of the Nigerian Constitution to allow the 50%. But there are so many options, okay? You have 50% of the voting population as women. In fact, when you go to voting, there are about 70% of the voting population. And so what are we going to use our votes for? We have called for those who voted. They still have the opportunity to change what they have. Let them go back when they do their final voting, but give us the names of those. We want the list of those who have voted. Of those who, whatever they voted for, we want it. To ensure that those who say women are nothing, they don't return to the House. They don't return to the National Assembly. We will popularize their names. We will publish their names. And if they don't give us, all we need to do is to campaign for all of the National Assembly people not to return. So we can have a new assembly. And we can achieve that. We are not saying, give us only women as leadership. If not, we'll go and form a party for women, and we will field women and the youth. And that's the way to go. But we are saying men and women, boys and girls, need to work together.
Okay, Dr. Biola, the last word. Those of your women in government, are they in this struggle with you, or are they in their comfort zones?
Some of them have been here, in all honesty. Some of them are here, and some of them are this is a different kind of struggle, and I think that is the beauty of the struggle. Because even the minister who is sitting, women who are ministers, who are sitting in ministerial position, they understand the language that we are speaking. Because they also understand the struggle before they even became ministers. Women who are in the National Assembly, some of them they understood what we are talking about, because they've been here. So we have had some of them here. They are, and in terms of strategy, they are going back. We have told them, that is your own work, that's your duty. They are your colleague. Go back there and convince them on why they need to agree to the demands of women. So their strategy is to go in there. Why we continue as civil society, we are not politicians. Speak with the people. Engage our people. Our women here, they are the ones determining what we do next. Yesterday, they came up with positions on what to do. They all agree that at a point in time, they will go to their constituency. In Ogun State, they have gone already. We have evidence of them meeting. So we have them with us. Those who are willing to be with us, they are with us. We have them at the State House of Assembly also with us. We will continue engaging them, because this struggle is not a struggle for civil society. is a struggle for the liberation of Nigeria. We need a new Nigeria, and women must be able to participate in that Nigeria.
The days that we come out?
We will continue to come out on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which are the days that the National Assembly is open. We go to their constituency on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Then we resume air. So it is better for them to accede to the demands of women.
But the dynamics will change
because the
as we move along, because we are not staying
so
like this
on a daily
forever.
basis, we assess our progress and we make the decision of what to do the next day.
Comrade, thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having us.
So, Doc, thank you for coming to the conversation.
It's a pleasure.
Of course, you know that this conversation never ends. Week after week, it continues. And my name also never changes. It remains Mwabose and Joko. Good afternoon. Well, away from politics to what every Nigerian is looking forward to, the World Cup coming up in November in Qatar. Will Nigeria's flag flutter at that Mundial, or will it be the Ghanaian flag? On the 25th of this month, Nigeria's Super Eagles head to Kumasi, Ghana, in the first leg of a double-headed cracker to determine which of the two West African friends will be in Qatar. Ace sports reporter Tunde Orebi has been speaking with me on the battle for that ticket.
They challenge our jollof rice, our music, and our football. It is time to settle this rivalry. Two great nations, one ticket only to qualify for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. And just one venue to support the Super Eagles against the Black Stars of Ghana in this winner-takes-all playoff finale. All roads lead to the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja on March 29th, 2022 at 6 p.m. to defend our pride as we cheer the Super Eagles to victory. Tickets are on sale now from 2,000 Naira at nairabox.com. You can also point your camera at this QR code and follow the instructions to buy tickets directly from nairabox.com.
Tunde, you're welcome to this conversation.
Thank you very much.
Tunde, first of all, quickly, there's excitement in the air.
Yes, there is.
Nigerians expect so much. But first, are you comfortable? Are we sure of those who are taken to this Battle of Kumasi?
Well, thank you very much. I think we have the age on the side of the players who are likely to feature in Kumasi. Youngsters, and most of them started from what we call kindergarten football, under 17, under 20, under 20, 23, and graduated to the Super Eagles. So I would say precisely, age is on the side, but the experience is not there. They don't have the experience. But the good thing about it is that the people behind them, talking about Austin Eguavoin, or talking about Emmanuel Amuneke, talking about some other players, some other people, the backroom staff, they have experienced it. And for instance, Yobo is telling them that, look, I am the highest capped as far as the World Cup is concerned, 10. And in that likewise, you too can beat me. Why don't you, as a professional, attempt to go for a World Cup? So this is your opportunity at this stage, and you can even go for more World Cup competitions if you can start well with this one. I think Ghana is beatable. They suffered defeat at the last Cup of Nations in Cameroon. Nigeria too was actually sent out. Cameroon, the host, was sent out. So I think it's a good opportunity for the youngsters in the Super Eagles of Nigeria to grow.
Tunde, the Battle of Kumasi, do you think that Nigeria can pull through? Do the psychology of the players you are seeing in that camp that Eguavoin wants to prosecute this battle with, do they have the psychology to be able to beat Ghana in Ghana?
Well, with the rapport established by Iguavan and his team, I think we have the wherewithal to scale through. But I'm looking at a situation where, Ghana, Kumasi is like a dead end. I've been there several times, and you don't come to Kumasi and leave, without being bruised. They want to bruise our players. The good thing is that the match has been taken away from a place,
Cape Coast.
Cape Coast, where we used to grow corn. So we're now going to play in a good state, but they've been given the opportunity to upgrade. So there are a lot of things to be upgraded, and FIFA is saying if you don't do that, there is going to be fine, even for Ghana. But what am I saying? Yes, psychologically, Iguavoin, Amuneke, those who have been there, they can inspire Joseph Yobo, they can inspire these boys to beat Ghana in Ghana. But I am not totally comfortable because some of the players, unless I see them come into Nigeria first, if I see, some of the players that I like to see very well come to Nigeria and they are taken to Kumasi, on time, I think they will blend in that place and fire on. And from all cylinders, who knows? It might even end in a draw. So we have it.
Well, okay, just to tell you that as long as you follow us on this segment of this program, because we'll be coming back to you again and again, looking at the Ghana-Nigeria match away and then back home here in Nigeria. If you are able to predict who wins this match, first in Ghana, who wins the match, then in Nigeria, and which other two countries will qualify, along the line, I'll be telling you your takeaway. For now, Tunde Rebi. Nigerians expect so much in the return leg in this double-headed encounter.
In Abuja? Yes. I have seen the Ghanaian ambassador. He paid a visit to our Minister of Sports. That's on a friendly basis. But when the chiefs are narrowed, I think they want to just come here and possibly, surprise Nigeria. But the National Stadium that I've seen is a very good venue, well produced, well cultured now by the minister through the effort of private partnership. And of course, if you need to go and see that stadium. You will like to sleep there. So it's a very fine stadium. It's World Cup standard. Our stadium is World Cup standard. So that second leg is very crucial to us. The first leg is, but the most crucial one is the second leg. Why am I saying? Most youngsters in Abuja have not seen Super Eagles in a long time at the National Stadium. Almost 10 years. They have not played in there. And it's an opportunity for those youngsters and their families to come in there, be excited with a lot of entertainment, food, drinks available at a reduced price, and then, with a lot of prizes to win, courtesy of African Independent Television, AIT, the match ticket right holders. 10,000 will be won by 10 people, and 1 million at halftime will be given out. So if you hold your ticket, I want to tell you that you have nothing to lose, but a lot to gain.
Just be there at the stadium.
Exactly.
Now, Tunde, you know that I always take you back to years back, in 1975, 76 really, when Muhammad Ali met Foreman in Zaire. Nigerians were in the streets, excited, hyped, prepared, willing to enjoy that night. Right. I understand that you folks have arranged some musical stars that will entertain Nigerians at the National Stadium here.
Exactly.
Your sponsors, those collaborating with you, how far will they go to give these fans a good time?
Thank you very much. From 12 o'clock, people have been asked, we are appealing to Nigerians coming on time. The ticket is right now online, and very soon the physical one will be available. And online, a lot of people are putting in. and we are telling them, come on time, so that you can have a good time. It's not a normal situation that we used to buy your ticket, go in and sit down. No, this one is entertainment galore from immediately you step into that arena. You don't need to enter the stadium. It's entertainment galore. You're going to enjoy yourself a lot with music, dancing, and then it's going to be shown live on African Independent Television, AIT, 2 hours before the match, because Super Sports owns the match right. But some of the events at the periphery of the stadium, side attraction, where people will enjoy themselves, where competitions will be opened for us to win a lot of goodies from the partners of the Nigeria Football Federation, the owner of the match, who had given us the match ticket right. They are in consonance with, they agreed with our terms that, look, change the face of ticketing. And that is what AIT is doing, changing the face of ticketing. You've been to World Cup yourself, you have been to boxing championship. You don't just go in there, collect it, enjoy yourself first. Cool down. And then by the time the match is about to start, you are in the mood to cheer the Super Eagles to victory. A lot of stars have been invited. A lot of TV stars, a lot of musicians have been invited, DJs, to entertain. It's going to be a family affair. We call it NFF AIT Fan Fest. So it's fan festival.
A festival for the fans.
Never done in Nigeria before.
Never done in Nigeria before. Reminding you again that for as long as you are following us on this program, on this double-headed cracker that determines whether Nigeria will be in Qatar or not, you have something to be grateful for.
You know what's so funny? I'm trying to get my own ticket for the World Cup because I'm looking ahead that Super Eagles will take the ticket.
Today,
thank you
very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
They challenge our jollof rice, our music, and our football. It is time to settle this rivalry. Two great nations, one ticket only to qualify for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. And just one venue to support the Super Eagles against the Black Stars of Ghana in this winner-takes-all playoff finale. All roads lead to the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja on March 29th, 2022 at 6 p.m. to defend our pride as we cheer the Super Eagles to victory. Tickets are on sale now from 2,000 Naira at nairabox.com. You can also point your camera at this QR code and follow the instructions to buy tickets directly from nairabox.com.
And now, thank you to a living legend. The Nigerian movie industry is an interesting story to tell. And in that story, one man is indisputably its cornerstone. He has lived every part he has played in every production that he has featured. He has breathed life into every story and transported Nigerians in both time and space to experience what happened before and the likely life of tomorrow. He is Pete Edochie. Who can really forget Okonkwo of Things Fall Apart? And who can ignore the spring in his heels and the impatience in his voice? And who can forget his resolve to bring honor to his clan and wash off the regret of an unachieving father?
How can a man get up before his wife every morning? I don't want any excuse anymore. You hear that? Just come out and cook some food. We don't have to go to the farm in the afternoon. Was my father born so careless, so irresponsible, and without an ambition?
Who gave you the authority to speak to your father like that? Who are you?
Father, you must stop all this and pay your debts. It is becoming a disgrace to my honor and hard work.
Shut up! Shut up, Okonkwo. Have I ever asked you to pay off my debt for me?
And so what? What do you mean, what shall I do now? You have come to the farm to work and you're asking me, what shall I do now?
I know, but what work?
carry the yams to the farm. What do you mean, what work? Don't let me break your head. What work? Go and cook the things for me first of all, and make sure you cook them well. Looking back at myself and what my father was, I cast it out.
There are 4 of our peers who think that they should challenge the cat.
Tell our elders that the time has come, and my feet shall never tremble again.
Agu! Ebu baby, you go with our name and honor. Bring back our name, greater than ever.
Would you like the soldiers to come and kill you and kill me? Would you like it? Good, so I'm going to fight because of that. 5 times I have led you into battle. And 5 times we have come home victorious.
In many more ways, Pete Edochie has pointed to our strengths, our weaknesses, and our prospects. He has inspired. He has also cautioned. Above all, he encompasses our story as a society, as has made all of us very happy. Thank you, and thank you, Pete Edochie. And that's our package for this Sunday. Join us next week. My name remains Mwabu Zenjoko. Good afternoon.